Monday. I welcome you again here at Mindfulness Studio at CLC. And we've been developing this program specifically for you, so more and more people are learning and also practicing mindfulness-based approaches in their life. What the mindfulness-based approaches do for us is it helps us to manage stress, reduce our reaction to stress. Also, it helps us to improve quality of our everyday life. It helps us to improve our emotional intelligence skills and also improve our focus and concentration in our daily life and in our daily activities. So think of how good this approach is and how it can be helpful in our everyday life. And I want you to answer the question. We'll start with our usual question, and I want you to answer in a comment, so put the comment below. And the question is, what percentage of your attention is right here with me right now? So how concentrated, how focused you are on what I'm talking right now and what is going on in our program, in our practice. So let's see. Remember last time I was talking that 47%, it's been estimated that 47% of people showed that their attention is somewhere but not in what they're doing. So let's see what our responses are. So I see people are responding like some of 80%. Someone is really hard to concentrate because so many things are in their mind right now. We've just returned from the weekend, so the week is starting and we have a lot of things planned ahead. So, and the responses are showing that actually it's about 47% of our focus is not at the present moment. So what we can do to improve our concentration, we can do the practice, our regular practice of concentration, and we're gonna do it right now. So I will start from our short practice, and then we'll move to the topic of the day. And the topic of the day will be love and kindness practices and how we can practice them in our daily life, and how we can improve love and kindness to ourselves, and how we can be more compassionate to ourselves. So let's start with the short practice. I want you to find yourself comfortable in your position. Remember, your position should be comfortable, but at the same time, it should show you are like an awakened person. So you sit straight but comfortable and focused and relaxed. You can be in your sitting position, in your standing position. If you can lay down, you can also lay down. But for today, I will advise you to be in a sitting position. And it's better to be maybe in a lotus position or with your feet touching the ground. And you can close your eyes, or you can focus your vision into specific point. And now just bring all your attention into your body and just feel your body in the environment you are at. And just notice yourself and bring all the attention into your body. Think of your back straight. Think of how straight your back is. And now I would like you to put all your attention into your right and left feet. This is the first point of support for you. So if your feet are touching the ground, this is the first point of support. So that's how right now you are supporting yourself, through your feet on the ground. And just feel all the sensations that are arising from feeling the feet touching the ground. Just notice and be with all the sensation when your attention is in your feet. And now move all your focus into your hips area. And this is the second point of support. Your hips area, they are touching the surface where you sit. For me, it's this comfortable surface right here in our studio. And just feel all the sensations from your hips touching the area where you are sitting. And this is the second point of support for you. So you just bring all the focus, all your attention into this point. And now you are bringing the focus into your breathing cycle. So you start noticing you're breathing in, allowing all the oxygen coming into your body. There is a stop point, and you are breathing out, exhaling. This is a breathing cycle, consists of 4 points, so to say. You're breathing in, there is a stop, you're breathing out, and there is a stopping point, and another cycle is following. And now just feel your body balanced and grounded. And think of how your focus improved and how you were able to bring all your attention back in what we are doing right now at this moment, from all the thoughts that have been in your head before. And if you allow yourself to come back to the present moment, to our practice, I would like you to keep this focus going on and continue our practice moving forward. And I would like you right now to answer for yourself a question. What's going to be a most important thing for you coming today, coming this week? So what are you focusing right now, this week, or this day? What is the most important thing for you coming up this day or this week? So after we practice some concentration, some focus through our body scan and a little bit of breathing, following our breath, your focus is a little bit improved, and you can be more concentrated and give yourself a very clear answer of what is the most important thing coming up for you this day or this week. I will give you a couple of seconds to think about it, and we'll move forward. And I would like to also remind you that these practices are mindfulness-based stress reduction practices, or practices that can improve our focus. They are integrated in most companies, and companies are practicing it before the most important meetings, just to grow. Remember, we are growing the space in between our stimulus and our response, so we are not very responsive. We are actually, we are not very reactive. We actually very responsive to the stimulus, on to the situation, questions that are arising through the day. So remember, we want to be more responsive but not reactive, because reaction is what's happening without us being able to think, to be in the present moment. But response is the more like weighted, balanced, and more right and correct way to answer most of the situations that are coming for us every day. Okay, and now we are moving to the topic of our day today. And today I would like to talk with you about how we can bring love and kindness, attitude, practices, and the compassion approach in our life, in our daily life. And this is very aligned with the stressful situation we are facing in our life. And stress is what I would like also to talk about today. Of course, we all know that stress is something that causes us a lot of problems. Stress is the very important factor in our health, so it can create a lot of different problems with our health. It can create a lot of different problems in our productivity, in our overall well-being, in our mental health. But also stress is a very subjective thing, and it's a subjective thing because we all react to stress differently. So our reaction to stress is very different, and I can demonstrate it with the example. Like, for example, we know that there are people who are public speakers and they enjoy speaking publicly. They can act on a big audience and it looks like they enjoying this. Of course, they have a lot of experience in this public speaking events. Of course, they have a lot of knowledge, but they're enjoying this. There are other group of people who are so afraid of speaking publicly, and if you ask them to speak publicly, that can create a lot of stress in their life. So that's why I'm saying that stress is very subjective thing, because it very depends on how we personally think about the situation. So if we think that situation is very dangerous for us and we treat it like very stressful situation, this is a stressful situation for us. But for another person, the same situation can be not as stressful. And what helps us to go through this stressful situation? So first of all, and why those situations are stressful for us? First of all, like I said, is how we are treating them. So do we feel a lot of fear when we think about particular situation? And if we are thinking about we feeling a lot of fear toward this situation is stressful. Another thing is how prepared we are for this situation, how knowledgeable we are, what resources we have. And another thing is that how we can support ourselves, what support system we can execute in order to go through this situation. And the support system we can apply in this situation is what we are going to be practicing today. This is our practice, love, support, and kindness practice. And think of how, when you are going through stressful situation, are you able to understand the level of stress going into being in the situation? So you have a stressful situation, and think of, is it possible to understand right away your stress response to this situation. And if you'd like, you can comment, but your answer probably, and my answer as well is that it's not very often going through the stressful situation, we are aware of the level of stress or our reaction to stress. It's a little bit later we can reflect on the situation and understand that yes, this was probably a stressful thing for us to go through. That's why we reacted in a certain way. But very rarely it happens at the moment. Very rarely it happens when the situation happening right here, right now. Very rarely we think about it like, yes, this is difficult for me. This is stress. This is why this situation is triggering a lot of feelings, fear, worrying, anxiety, and all other feelings that situation may trigger. So very rarely we understand it. So what we can do to improve our awareness of the level of difficulty in the situations we are going through is the loving kindness practice that we're gonna practice today in just a couple of seconds or minutes. But first, I would like to tell you about some studies. And here we are talking about mindfulness-based stress reduction approach, which is scientifically proven. And we often talk about science and what scientists are finding out, what they're finding out about the mindfulness practices and how they are helping in our daily life. And so there was studies done, and the researchers wanted to see how people are practicing loving kindness approaches and techniques or any activities in their life, and how helpful they are. So we all know that, we've all learned that we need to be hard on ourselves, we need to set up goals, we need to follow our way to those goals, so we need to be strong, we need to achieve those goals, and this is good. But what we also need, and we need to support ourselves, we need to be kind to ourselves, and we need to love ourselves in order to increase the productivity and in order to increase overall happiness of achieving those goals. So one of the group in those studies was the group of nurses, and we all know that nursing profession is very difficult, and it requires you to execute a lot of compassion, a lot of love, and a lot of opening hearts. But also this profession is very draining. As you see, a lot of situations where people are suffering and you need to execute all your love, all your support. This profession can be very draining and very professionally, you can be easily burned out working so hard in the environment where nurses are working. So one of the study showed that 6 weeks course on loving kindness practices that have been done on a group of nurses substantially improve their quality of working life, the quality of their services, and their overall feeling of happiness. So just the 6 weeks of practices like we're gonna be doing today can substantially improve your life productivity, your work productivity, and overall happiness. So the practice I'm gonna be talking today It's called, like I already said, loving kindness practice, and it consists of 3 steps. And the first step is when you're going through the difficult situation, you want to accept that the situation you are going through, and if the situation is causing you all the emotions like fear, stress, anxiety, worrying, you have to accept that this is hard for you, and this situation is difficult. We sometimes don't want to accept it because we want to be warriors, and we want to think that everything is achievable, there are no difficult things for us, so we set up a goal and we are moving toward them. But that can actually burn you out at the end. So first step is to accept that the situation you are going through is difficult, and that's why you're feeling all those things. But the second step is we are widening our point of view. So we accepted the difficult situation, but what's happening sometimes is that we keep thinking that this is only happening with me, this is how difficult it is for me, and this is how stressful it is for me, and it always me, and we are not seeing and we are not understanding that this situation is, a lot of people are going through this situation as well, so we are not alone in our suffering. We are not alone. Of course, different people are going through different situations and with their own experience, but we are definitely not alone. We are all going through difficult situation, and there are people who are going through similar situations, so you are not alone. We want to widen our perspective on the difficulty we are experiencing. And we're all similar in our desire to be happy, to be healthy, to enjoy our living in this beautiful planet. And after we've done those 2 steps, we are moving to step number 3, where I would like you to think, where we're thinking of a person that we accept ourselves, the person that we love so much. We think of a person who we love so much in our life, and who we always want to support, who we always wishes the best thing in this life. So we are imagining this person, and we are trying to think of what words in a difficult situation we can tell to this person. So how we are going to support this person going through difficult situation. And you may find that most of the time we are so supportive, we are so loving, we are so kind to people that we love so much in our life. And after thinking about this person, we start talking with the same way to ourselves. So we are using the same language to applying to our situation, and we talk the same language to ourselves. So those are 3 steps in this loving kindness practice. And actually the Google company, google.com, like a big company, in their Search Inside Yourself course, they are having the shorter version of this practice. So every time you go through some difficulties, they teach you first to understand that the situation is difficult, to accept it. Then, as the second step, understand that you are not alone in this situation. And then as a third step, they ask you to support yourself with the loving and kind words, like you would support your best friend, your child, your partner, or your parents, or your friend. And this is the short version of this practice. But let's try this practice right now. I will move my position and we'll start from bringing ourselves back to our practice, and take the comfortable position. Feel yourself in the space you are right now. And I want us to start our practice with the sound, with the hearing of a sound. And what I want you to concentrate on is I want you to hear and concentrate on the how sound is born, how sound is moving, and how sound is disappearing. So the sound is born, it's moving through the space, and it's disappearing. And I want you to think that everything in our life following the same kind of process. Our feelings are born, they are going through our body, our mind, and they are disappearing later. And now I want you to think about the situation, the difficult situation that you recently had in your life. And I want you to bring the situation alive in your mind. So think of and remember what exactly was happening in this situation. What people were involved in this situation? How were you feeling in this situation? What the conversation was? So bring this situation like to alive right now. And after you thought of the situation as it may be happening right now, so you remember all the details, we are moving to our first step of the practice, accepting the difficulty of this situation. So think that yes, it was a difficult situation to go through. It was a difficult situation for me, and I'm accepting this. And now we are moving to step number 2. And I want you to think that you are not alone in this situation. You are not alone in your feeling. You are not alone in your difficulties. There are so many people are going through difficult situation, and we are all together in this experience. So we are widening our understanding of the difficult circumstances in our life. We're all connected in this. We are all going through this together. And now I want you to think about your most loved person in your life. And imagine this person in the same difficult situation, and talk with this person in your head. Like, what words would you tell to this person? What words would you use to support, to show love, to show kindness, to show this support? to explain this person that it's not the end of the world, that this person has all the resources to go through the situation. And now when you can recall all those words in your head, I would like you to start talking the same way with yourself. You are saying to yourself that I love you, I support you, you have all the resources, you are not alone, I'm not alone, I'm supported, I'm loved, I matter, and I can go through this. And now I want you to put your hand into your heart area. So this will help us to bring the oxytocin hormone in our body, the hormone of acceptance, of love and kindness and compassion and support. And I want you to repeat those words to yourself, like the one that I'm going to be saying right now. I want you to repeat it for yourself. Let me be supported. Let me be kind to myself. Let me be compassionate to myself. Let me be loved by myself. And let me be accepted. And let me be who I am. And let me be loved again. And if you want, you can repeat it again. This practice should bring you more happiness and joy and substantially increase your mood and overall well-being. So you want to repeat, let me be loved by myself, let me be supported, let me be kind to myself, let me be accepted, and let me be who I am. And now I want you to put all your focus back into your body, into your breathing. Remember our breathing cycle. We are breathing in, holding for a little bit, breathing out, and holding again. And let's repeat, let's do 3 cycles. Breathing in, holding, breathing out, holding again, breathing in, holding, breathing out, holding, breathing in, hold, breathe out, hold, and just feel your body balanced, supported, loved, compassion, and enjoying. So that was our practice for today, love and kindness practice. You can do this practice every time you are going through a difficult situation, every time you need a support, every time you need to be kind to yourself, be compassionate, be supported, in order to not just put those situations aside and go away from them. No, you are supporting yourself so you have all the resources to go through difficulties, to understand that you are not alone, and to understand that you have all the resources, you have all the support toward yourself, and of course toward others. You can speak this way with others. You can help others to help them to go through difficult situation as well. So I hope you feel better. I hope you feel supported. I hope you feel loved. And we will now move to our homework, or the practice I would like you to do this week. So to even increase more our quality of our life and to widen, to grow this space in between, like I said, response, and in between stimulus and response. So we want to be responsive, not reactive. And the practice for this week is going to be the journal of gratitude. You're probably familiar with this technique, but learning something is not enough. You need to practice it. So our skills are growing when we practice them, not when we just learn them. So what I want you to do this week is, when you go through your day, try to notice things that bring you happiness, bring you joy. And those things can be very little. It can be a smile into your colleague's face. It can be smile into your child's face. It can be your dog, your cat, your pets, anything, the sunshine, a very good, satisfying meal, or very comfortable clothes. Everything that can bring you happiness and joy in your day, you want to notice it. You want to remember it. And at the end of the day, I would like you to put a list of 5 to 10 things that bring you joy and happiness through the day. And after you put this list together, I want you to read them and live through this moment of happiness and joy. So most of the time we are too concentrated on the negative things, because those are the things we can work on, we can make something out of them, we can change them, but rarely we celebrate happiness, we notice happiness. Rarely we can feel this happiness, and we have those happy moments in our life. And sometimes the sip of coffee first thing in the morning, the sip of tea, so the nice cup, like I said, a smile, or someone opened the door when you were entering a grocery shop, or your colleague that helped you to do something, or your classmates, or your friends. So there are so many happy moments in your day, and I want you to notice them, remember them, and kind of acknowledge them in your day. And what's the best thing to remember things is to write them down. So write a list of the happy moments in your day, and that's how you can improve your focus, your attention, and your awareness of your life. And guys, I'm very grateful for you to be here with us here in our program, in our practice. I'm very grateful for your support. I'm very grateful for everything you do to show us a support, to support our programs, to support what we are doing here at CLC. And we are striving to bring you the best. So I'm very grateful for our practice today. I hope you feel better, you feel happy, you feel supported, loved, compassionate, and accepted. And I would like to wish you a best week, the best Monday. And I'll see you next Monday here at our mindfulness studio at CLC. And have a great week and have a great Monday. Bye-bye.